Hi everyone, welcome back to Chicjenny's world. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So if you're old but a goodie, thank you so much for always coming back. So today I have a guest. So what's your name, Miss Lady? Can you please tell my viewers your name and introduce yourself, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Abigail.
And who is this lady to you?
She's name is Jennifer and Chicjenny.
So, who am I to you? I know everybody knows that my name is Jennifer and Chicjenny. Who am I to you?
We look the same.
We look the same. Yes. So you're telling them that we look the same. That means we are mother and daughter. Oh yeah, we are twins. She just turned 5. And that is why I bring her to the channel today, because I want you guys to get to know her, get to meet her, because she's gonna be on this channel once in a while because she's growing now and she's my best friend, she's my baby, and yeah, so we're gonna be doing some girly stuff here. I'm gonna be doing her hair on camera. I'm gonna be like doing some fashion videos with her. We're gonna be doing fun stuff on this channel, so stay tuned for that. So we don't want to keep this intro very long, so we're gonna go straight into the videos. So today we're doing story time. Yeah, story time, because I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about Abigail's backstory. So this video is inspired by Chicjenny. For some of you guys who don't know her, she was a YouTuber. She died with her 8-month pregnancy in London, and that breaks my heart. It breaks a lot of YouTubers' heart. It's just a sad story, you know. It's just a sad thing that happened to her. She was just a young, talented, phenomenal lady. So her story is like similar to mine. So when I did that video, a lot of you guys watched it and you guys left some comments. I went through the same kind of trauma. Having a child and ending up losing your life is the saddest thing, guys. So that is why I was inspired to do this video, to explain to you guys about my backstory with this little girl right here. It was a very traumatic backstory. It was scary. I almost lose my life like Chicjenny. I should have been gone, guys. I should have been dead. But it's the grace of God. God kept me here for a reason. God kept me here to take care of this little girl and the 2 boys and my husband. And God kept me for my entire family. So I don't want to take that for granted. I'm so grateful to God because I'm alive. Because if it wasn't for the grace of God, I should have been dead by now, 5 years ago. I'm not better than her. She lost her life. So that is why her story touches me so bad. Her story was a shock to me because I was at the same age when I had my first child, almost 24 going to 25 years old, and God saw me through. And the second one, Abigail, oh guys, so stay tuned, guys. Let me explain to you guys about my backstory. But most importantly, I just want to thank God for my life and for my baby, and also to sympathize with Chicjenny's friends and family, because it's so sad, you know. So I am grateful that I'm alive, and I give God all the glory, because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have been here. So I don't want to cry, because each time I talk about my backstory to people, I feel like crying. Abigail is a blessing. Abigail pregnancy was a beautiful journey. When I get pregnant with her, I was so happy. My husband was so happy. I don't want this video to be so boring or sad. What I decided to do, guys, is to do a little makeover on Miss Abigail. As you guys could see, she said she looked like me. She liked when people tell her that she looked like me. She liked to tell me that I'm twins. We are twins. So with that being said, because she wants us to be twins, I'm gonna do a little makeover for her so that she can look like me.
When I be taller like you, we'll be twins. Then we wear more clothes. Then we'll do makeups by ourselves.
Yes.
And then we'll sleep together.
Sure. So, as you guys can see, we're wearing a matching outfit. Yeah. She's excited. She always wants us to wear matching outfit, guys. And
makeup.
She's 5 now. So she's 5 now. So it's about time for me and her to be doing mommy and daughter look more. So we're just gonna do a little natural makeup look so she could look like me and be twins. What do you guys think? We look alike?
Yes.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section if we look alike. And please don't forget to give us a huge thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to subscribe to their YouTube channel called the 3A Squad. That's where you're going to be seeing more of Miss Abigail and her two brothers. So yeah, let's get started. Don't tell me Abigail is a little girl for makeup, because she's going to take after me. She's going to take after my makeup line. She's going to be helping me, because this is our empire, right? This is our little empire that we're building. So Miss Abigail gets to know makeup, okay? She's going to be my assistant, so I need to teach her. Teach them when they are young.
Mommy will do the first model, I will do the second model.
Yes, so if we have 2 models or 3 models, definitely we're going to work together. So Abigail's face is already moisturized. Because she have a perfect skin, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little primer just to protect her skin and also to make that foundation looks more flawless on her skin. So I'm using this product Milk. So I'm going to do her brows now. And I'm using this brow pencil from NYX. So Abigail was born on July 28, 2015. And that day was the most scariest day of my life. And it was the most joyous day also in my life. I get to meet my daughter, my princess. Daddy get to meet her. So it's just a bitter, sour experience, but to God be all the glory. She's here, healthy. I'm here, I'm alive. So when I was pregnant with my son Alex, they find out that I have a low platelets. So platelets is the cells that makes your blood to clot. So if your blood is not clotting as it's supposed to be, that means you have low platelets. And it's very dangerous, especially when you're pregnant, guys. So that was my own pregnancy condition, you know. Some people when they're pregnant, they have high blood. Some people have diabetic. But my own medical diagnosis was low platelets. So when you're pregnant and you have a low platelet count, it's a big issue, because pregnancy has a lot to deal with, you know. I had a platelet issue with Alex, and when I got pregnant with Abigail in 2015, I have the same problem, low platelet issue. And my doctor was so much worried, because she was like, you have this problem with your son, now you have it again. But thank God, she was very good. She was really good. She had a lot of experience, and I thank God for directing me to her. Because when you have a good doctor, when you're pregnant or when you get a diagnosis, it makes a whole lot of difference, guys, when you have a good doctor that know what they're doing. So she sent me to a blood doctor, and they were monitoring my blood as I get along in the pregnancy. Let me go ahead and tell you guys what a normal platelet count is. A normal platelet count, they said it's range from 150,000 to 450. That's how they count it. They have different way of counting it, but that's what I remember. So mine was going down gradually. Every single time I go to the doctor for my checkup, my platelet count will be going down, down, down. So they started giving me steroids, guys, just to help me build up the platelets. And sometimes it was giving me IV that have steroids in them. And guys, those steroids have side effects, but I was thankful because it didn't have too much of a major side effect on me. So I'm using the Chicjenny palette, using the shade called Ginger, this brown. So when I was 36 weeks pregnant, they told me that I might have a surgery again. For the second time, I may have C-section again. And I didn't want that because my first child was C-section. I was really scared to go back for the second time. But when you have C-section, 9 out of 10 most likely you're gonna have C-section for the second child. You have C-section, some people would say that, oh, you're lazy, you don't want to push the baby. Like women that have C-section, like they are lazy or they don't want to push or they are weak women. Honey, don't say that to people because you don't know why they have a C-section. You don't know their health condition. You don't know what they are going through. So if the doctor suggests C-section, is because they want the best for you and your child. They don't want to take the risk. You know, in Africa, from where I came from, if that was where I have my children or my first child, maybe I would have been gone because they don't know what they're doing. Here they have all the technology. They like monitor you from day one that you tell them that you're pregnant. And if they tell you that this baby is breech or this baby is not gonna come out naturally, then you don't have to argue them, you know. So please, ladies, when people go through C-section, don't tell them that they're lazy. Don't tell them that they don't want to push the baby. Even though, I quote, some women choose to have C-section without no health condition or without no pregnancy risky condition, you know. But in my case, I didn't want that. My first child, I have low platelets. After all the medication and steroids and all the IV, the platelet couldn't come up to where they wanted it to be. The platelet count was low, more than 100,000, and I had to have, they have to like induce me, and the baby couldn't come. They have to like do C-section. And the second one with Abigail, the same thing. My platelet count was not going up. It was just going down, 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 down. And like I said, all I was doing was praying, trusting God, like, hey, God, let your will be done. So cut long story short, let me go ahead and apply the foundation. So I'm just going to give her a little foundation, not too much, because she have a flawless skin. Yeah, don't touch it. Lucky her. I pray that you keep the skin, mama. You don't want to break out like me. So I'm just tapping that into her skin. See, guys?
Yeah.
Smells good? So when I went to the hospital at 36 weeks, they told me that this platelet is not going up. Like the platelet count is still low. Even though I'm having all this IV, I'm having all the steroids. So they told me that they might take the baby out because they don't want any emergency or bleeding. So I was like, no, I need to wait for labor. So I will never forget the day that I was actually 38 weeks. They said I should go to the hospital and she could check my platelet. And when I went there, guys, they checked my platelet and it was 50,000. That was so scary because my platelet was low, like below average, like 50,000 counts. And my platelet is supposed to be over 100,000 counts when I'm pregnant. And that was like the minimal, but mine was like below 100,000. So it was really scary, you know. I'm gonna finish with Miss Abigail's makeup and she show you guys the after because she's kind of sleepy right now.
I'm not.
You're sleepy, and I wanted to explain more about this pregnancy because it's like...
I'm not sleepy.
You're not sleepy? But I'm seeing your face, honey.
I'm not sleepy.
Okay, so show them your face. It's coming through. So I'm gonna use this new brush also. This is my powder brush that's gonna be available on Jennifashbeauty.
We just started off.
This is just a sample brush.
We started it.
So I'm gonna just put a little powder on Miss Abigail with this new brush. We're just doing a little makeover, Abigail. We're not doing like an intense makeup look.
We just started it.
So what? We're not supposed to finish now?
We just started it, so I'm not tired.
So I'm using this powder. Your makeup is not gonna be so long like mine because you have a flawless skin. Your skin is not breaking out like mine.
I want to do a lot.
No, you don't need a lot. I already did everything that I did. Like everything I have, you have it. Yeah. The only thing you don't have is a highlighter. But hold on, I'm gonna give you a little bit, okay? So I'm using this two shade Nudish Peach and Jessica. And these are from Jennifashbeauty, my makeup line. They are matte finish. I'm gonna put a link below for you guys to check out my website. So we're done, Miss Abigail. Now it's time to look at yourself. Are you ready?
Yeah.
To see the after?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Here's a mirror. Take a look at yourself. Stand up. Take a look at yourself.
Wow, Mommy, I look so cute. How do I look?
You look so beautiful with or without makeup. Makeup is just to enhance your beauty. That means just to give you a little more glow, especially when you're breaking out like me. Then you need some makeup sometimes to cover it up. Look at us, guys.
Look at me and my mommy. We look like twins.
You guys think so? We look like twins.
Thank you guys for watching my mommy's channel. We hope you guys subscribe and press the big red button. Bye
And
bye.
give us a huge thumbs up and comments on this video what you guys think.
And now my mommy is going to talk about the story that she was just talking about.
Yeah.
Bye bye guys. I'm going now. Mwah.
So I'm back, guys. I didn't want her to become so emotional because she's a woman. I didn't want her to be scared. So I decided like to just come back here and talk about the end of the story, because the end of the story was not a good one. It was very scary. Like I said, I nearly lost my life like Nico T. Should have gone like her, but I'm so blessed to be alive, and it's not something that I have to take for granted because I nearly died. On my 37 weeks, like I said, my platelet was not going up as they wanted it, so like the doctor said I should go to the hospital to check my platelets, and that hospital was called Holy Cross. That's where I have all my babies. They're very good. I love them. I like their service. Their service is amazing. So the doctor told me that I have to be admitted for a couple of days so they could see what's going on, to see if they could give me more platelets, liquid platelets, just to like raise up my platelet count. They gave me the platelets, liquid platelet, they give me my steroids, they give me all kind of medication, and just to bump up my platelets count. 150 to 450 is normal platelets count, but mine was below, which was like 50,000 counts, and that was really scary because they were scared because I'm going to lose a lot of blood, I will bleed, whether C-section, whether natural birth, I was still going to bleed. So like that was a concern to the doctors. So like they call all type of doctors, like they have specialists. For the hematologist was there, all type of specialists that I couldn't remember, they were there. They were there with me, and all of them were like trying to bring suggestion, you know, what they're gonna do, because this platelet is below, you know, it's way down, because that could cause excessive bleeding. I was there for the first night, the second night, and each time I was there, different doctors would come and they were like talking and explaining like what they're gonna do now. They were like saying like, even if we do the C-section, she's still gonna bleed because his platelet count is 50,000, and she was gonna bleed either way. So, and I was nervous too, but thank God I'm a prayer woman. My husband was a prayer man, and we keep just praying and trusting God. You know, my pastors, everybody was just praying that the platelet counts will go up automatically. And you know, sometimes God allows things to happen. Sometimes, you know, miracles happen. So we were praying for miracles so that the platelet counts would rise up to like over 80,000, so that at least I will be in that borderline. And I told the doctor that I need to go home. Can I go home? And when I feel labor, then I could come back and we can do the C-section, but let's just wait on God's time. Let me just go home and wait. When I started having contraction, then I will come back. And they was like, okay, if that's what you wanted, that's your choice, that's fine. You know, so they agreed to discharge me on a Monday, because the hospital bed is not comfortable, guys. It's not comfortable. And just imagine you're pregnant, you're having all this injection, all this IV, all those bags hanging on you, doctors and nurses are coming. So I was just nervous with all what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't ready to sleep there for the next day. You know, it wasn't conducive for me. So it was on a Monday, on the 27th. And when I get home, I slept, everything was fine. And I wake up like around 6, and I had my breakfast, first breakfast, and I went back to bed. And with Abigail pregnancy, I was having this severe pain on my right side. It was terrible. So every night when I sleep, when I wake up at night, I would feel that pain. And they said it was like the baby was pressing on my nerve. So that was something also I was dealing with, and plus the platelet issue. Like, it was just crazy. Like, it was just too much for me, you know. So I wake up that morning and I ate, like I said, and I went back to sleep. And at around 11 o'clock, so I wake up because I had planned to go to the Western Union to send money for my mother then. And when I wake up, I saw blood. And I was like, what? I'm bleeding. And I didn't have any pain, I didn't have any cramp, I didn't have like any contraction. And just imagine, I just came back from the hospital on Monday. I just left the hospital on Monday, the 27th of July, telling them that when I feel labor, I'll come back. I called my husband. He said I should call 911. So I called 911 and 911 came. They keep asking me questions. You know, did what it's supposed to do, you know, check your blood pressure, check your temperature, everything was fine. And they took me to the nearest hospital called the PG hospital. And I didn't want it to give birth at PG hospital. Reason because they don't know my history, and I know I have the scary blood issue, which is a platelet issue. I don't want to have my baby in PG hospital. They said, oh no, this is where you need to be. When you call 911, they're going to take you to the nearest hospital. And I was like, no, I'm not going to have my baby here. I just want to go to Holy Cross because that's where they know my history. And thankfully, I thought about that because they know my history. They know that I've just been there. I just left the hospital yesterday, which was on a Monday. And I have this whole scenario on Tuesday, so like they knew my history. So I told them I don't want to give back there. So they said, okay, we're gonna still take you in there. So they took me in, they put me down, put me in a wheelchair, and I have my towel. I have like a big towel hanging on me because I have to put a towel because I was bleeding. But I'm not in any pain. I was calm, I was not nervous. I was just having heavily bleeding. I was bleeding heavily. So they took me in and they put me on the wheelchair. And now they wanted to take me to the theater. I was like, no, ma'am, I'm not going. I'm not having my baby here. She said, what are you talking about? Like, you're in labor, you're bleeding. Like, you don't want to go into the theater? Let's check you out. I said, no, I don't want to have my baby here. And it was like, okay. If you don't want to have your baby here, that's fine. You want to sign for us? I said, sure. Like, we're not going to charge you. You're going to do whatever you have to do. Call your husband or call whoever is going to take you to where you want to have the baby. But we are done. Like, you said you don't want to have the baby here? You said you don't want to have the baby here? I said nope. And I signed the documents and my husband started driving. Like, he came from work and he was driving behind us. And when he came, he put me in his car and we drove to Holy Cross. It was like rush hour around 4 o'clock and it was like traffic hour. And my husband has to pass like the expressway. He was speeding, guys. Both of us were so nervous, but to God be all the glory. God was in control. You know, we're praying and driving and just singing praises and thanksgiving. So when you're a child of God, or when God wants to see you through some certain situation, a dark situation, He always finds a way to intervene, you know. So a woman of God who happens to be my daughter, godmother, Rhoda, just called us while we were driving to Holy Cross. She was like, oh, Sister Jennifer, I'm just checking on you. Are you okay? I was like, nope, I'm not okay. Like, we're driving to the hospital right now. And she said, oh my God. So she said, can we pray? I said, sure. So by then I already called my pastors and they were praying and we prayed on the phone. And she prayed with me, guys. She prayed with me. My pastor and the wife prayed with me. And that makes my day. That makes me a little bit calm. I was just looking up to God. I was like, God, I don't know what's going on. But I knew that when you're bleeding is not good for nobody, not of saying pregnant woman, because you don't need to bleed when you're having a baby, because like you're already going to lose some blood. So you bleeding ahead of you having a baby is double portion. Like, it's scary, you know. Bleeding can cause death, you know. So I was just so scared. But when they prayed for me, I felt a little bit better and I was just looking up to God. So when we get to the hospital, they took me to the observation room. So as I was laying in the observation room, you know, they would not put a monitor on my tummy, trying to check the baby's heart rate, trying to check me up. And guys, the scariest thing happened. Guess what happened? I just felt something came out of me. Boom! And I was like, is it a baby? Is it a baby? Because I was hoping to have natural birth without C-section. So when that happened, I was like, is it a baby? Is it a baby? And he said, no, it's not a baby. Like, your placenta ruptured. Oh my God, I didn't know what was that. I was like, what is it? And she said that, and the doctor said that your placenta rupture, meaning the placenta is supposed to come after the baby, because the placenta not supposed to come in front of the baby. You know, that could cause death, you know, because the placenta is what have the oxygen and all of that keeps the baby in place. So the placenta came before the baby, and that's very scary. So when the placenta ruptured, what happened was the blood inside my stomach like pushed the placenta out. So basically I was bleeding internally, and the blood was so much that it overflowed in my stomach, and it has to like push the placenta out, and that was a lot of blood splash. But of course, you know, doctors are always strong. They don't like show any signs of panic. They are in control. And they tell my husband like, now that the placenta is ruptured, it's very scary, it's very risky, so we don't want you inside the theater. Like, we're gonna do the surgery, emergency surgery, and we don't want you to be in there. And I was like, no, he has to be in there because he has to cut the cord. They was like, Mom, no, he has to wait for us outside because this is an emergency and you're bleeding, and we don't want him to scared. We just want everything to be under control. And they took me to the theater. So they put me to sleep. Yeah, they gave me the general anesthesia, meaning they put me to sleep. And I didn't even know what happened. Like, they put me to sleep, get the baby out, gave the baby to my husband, and the drama started. So that was the most scariest part of my bad story, guys. And anytime I talk about it, I feel like crying because it wasn't an easy journey. It was the grace of God, because I lose all my blood, meaning I was bloodless. The doctor said I was bleeding internally. So when they opened my stomach, oh my God, it was like a pool of blood. Like, they literally had to be like bailing the blood out of my stomach, and there was a lot of blood clot. Guys, can you imagine? It was die or live. Because if you don't have any blood, how are you going to survive? How are you going to live? Thankfully, the doctor was a Christian, so he was saying that it was the grace of God. Because like, we've never done a surgery that's scary, because literally you lose all your blood. And after the surgery, when I wake up, I find myself in intensive care. Wake up, I was in intensive care. Guess how many pints of blood they gave to me, or how many pack of blood, because we call it in Africa pints. They call it here pack of blood or whatever. I can't remember, but like, I had 6, okay, they call it here units. So I had 6 units of blood. 6 units of blood. That's a lot of blood to give to one patient at one time. That's a lot. And even when they give people 1 unit of blood in America or wherever, sometimes those blood will cause kind of like reaction, because like, it's somebody's blood. You don't know if that blood is going to match your system. So me having 6 units of blood was the highest blood they could give to somebody at once. So they gave me all that blood because I don't have any more blood left in me. So that is why when I heard about Nico's death during pregnancy, we still don't know the cause of her death. They said heart attack or whatever, but like, it makes me just remember what I went through having a baby. You know? And it was scary because losing all your blood, man. So that is why her death brings so much tears to my eyes, guys, because I just put myself in her shoes. Like, I made it here. I'm still here breathing, and I'm alive to take care of my children, and she's no more here. So when I heard a story on the internet, on Instagram, I was literally crying. And when I saw her birthday video that the husband and the family member did for her at the park, the day that she was supposed to be 25 years old, which is July 31st, that makes me cry. And I was like, no, this is just too much for me. And also, it made me thank God the whole day, because I was like, God, I don't know why I'm feeling her death so much, but Lord, I'm thank you because I'm alive. Thank you because you gave me a second chance, not only for me to live, but also my baby is alive. I'm alive. So it's a big deal, guys. It's a big deal to me because I could have been gone. My case maybe is very serious than hers, because blood is what makes you live. Like, you don't have blood, you don't have life. So my case is more scary, but I'm here. And I'm here talking to you guys. So it makes me really sad. It makes me really feel her death, because nobody deserves to die while having a child or while trying to bring another life into this world. That's so sad. May her soul rest in peace. So that is why I got inspired to do this video, because it's a way of me thanking God that I'm alive, and also it's a way for you guys to know that this is what I went through that makes me do that video, because I feel her death so much, and I could just, her death make me relate to what I went through having Abigail, you know. So life is so precious. So love those who love you, embrace those who embrace you, take life very seriously, thankful for the life that you have, okay, because life is so precious. So going back to the story, I was in intensive care for 2 days because they were just monitoring me, you know. But thankfully, I was calm. My blood pressure was fine, no reaction. My pulse was fine. So I was just there. They were just trying to monitor me. And the 3rd day, I was like, you know what? I need to see my baby. Is my baby alive? Like, I need to see my baby. My baby was in the nursery, and I'm in the intensive care, and nobody can see me there because I'm on observation, you know. And I started crying. I was like, no, I need to see my baby today. And they was like, oh no, we don't need to bring the baby here because ICU is not hygienic for kids, for babies. I was like, I need to see my baby. Please bring my baby to me. I just want to see her. Even though my husband was telling me that my baby was okay, I wanted to see her. They was like, okay, let's go up. I'm going to check to see if they have any more rooms so that we'll take you upstairs and get you a room and bring your baby to you. I was like, yes, I need to see my baby. I was like nagging. I was like crying and complaining. You know, they was like, oh, we want to make sure that you're fine. Like, the baby is fine. And the 3rd day they bring the baby, like, I was discharged from the intensive care. So on the 3rd day, like, they took me to the maternity suite where the moms, the newborns and the moms are. And I was so happy to see my baby. I couldn't like even remember what I went through because I was literally sleeping when they were giving me the blood. I was sleeping when they did the surgery because I was asleep. I was just so happy to meet this bundle of joy, to meet my princess. Oh my God, I was so happy. You know, I was like, thank you, Lord. I finally met my princess. She's everything I wanted. Like, she's everything I imagined of her to be like. She looked like half of me and she looked half like her daddy, and she was just the beautiful, cutest baby ever. Oh my God, so that was how I have Abigail. So can you imagine going through that? And I'm alive today to celebrate her 5th birthday. Pregnancy is just a journey. It's a bittersweet journey. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen. So don't take it for granted. Just continue to trust God and be happy and appreciate God for the pregnancy, and just hand over your pregnancy in the hands of God, because without God, you don't know what's gonna happen. Anything could happen. So guys, that brings me to the end of this video. Again, I'm so blessed, and I'm so grateful to God that I'm alive. And for all those who are pregnant, I pray for safe delivery. And guys, just keep praying. Don't be nervous too much, because it's not in your hands, it's in the hands of God. God will surely see you through. And just continue to praise Him, continue to like hand over your pregnancy in His hands, and definitely He's gonna be in charge and see you through. So if you guys like this video, please give me a huge thumbs up. Click the subscribe button if you haven't, and be part of this awesome family. We're gonna be having some chit chat here, makeup, fashion, lifestyle, family vlog, and all those goodies. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and welcome to Chicjenny's world if you're new. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. As for now, bye.
Thank you for watching our channel. We love you.